Okay. Thank you very much for being here for this session and this panel where we'll be speaking. And I'm supposed to be the only one speaking in this room right now. Thank you very much. We will be covering the corporate venture and the relationship between corporate venture and the business angels. I have a great panel. Martin Kelly, who is partner at the venture capital group of IBM. Martin. Sasha Galitsky, who is a very well-known VC managing partner of Almaz Capital in Russia. And Guillaume Porcheron, who is a former head of Jardiland and is also a partner with Go Beyond. So I will ask each of them to introduce themselves, but to open basically the stage, I read very recently, earlier this month, that Claudia von Munche, who is a managing partner at IBM Venture Capital Group, has joined the board of the National Venture Capital Association. And why am I mentioning that? Not to please Martin, but just to mention that we are now living a trend where corporate VC is becoming a really important movement. We all know that venture capitalists in Europe and in the United States have been decreasing in numbers. And what we observed is an absolute increase in the number of corporates who are moving into venture capital, and that is what we call corporate VC. So there are different objectives that those corporate VC may have, and we will be discussing about some of these objectives. But what is interesting is there is a recognition from more and more corporates that they need to be active in the venture capital in helping startup to emerge. And just to mention, for the National Venture Capital Association, they have now 62 members, or 7% of the membership that are coming from corporate VC, and it is a 24% growth in the number of corporate VC since last June. So I just wanted to mention that. So obviously my first I will address to Martin. Martin, could you comment a little bit about this news about Claudia joining NVCA and about IBM's approach towards a corporate VC, because you have a long tradition in corporate VC?
Thank you, Sven. Can you hear me okay? Yeah. So, Claudia's announcement was made, I think it was 2 weeks ago. I think she's the first corporate venture partner to be on the board. And I think it is a reflection of what's changing in the industry. We've had a venture group for 12 years. We started just as the dot-com craziness was just to go off through the roof. And thankfully at the time we decided not to make direct investments. So we have a fund of funds model. We're investors in about 70 funds around the world. And that's really important for us. And it's important for us not for the financial return, but for the strategic effects it has. We acquire 15, 20 companies a year. A lot of them, over half of them, are venture-backed. 35% of our business, which is about $35 billion, comes through partners. Again, many of them are venture-backed. And so it's important for us, because as our industry changes quite a lot, and VCs and angels fund that disruption. It's very important for us to understand what's going on in the marketplace, and that's why we do it.
Thank you, Martin. Can you tell us a little bit about what makes a good corporate VC? And tell us a little bit about your background, and maybe what are typically the one you observe in the industry who are perceived as good corporate VCs, and what also they don't. We are here between us, so we can also be politically incorrect.
Nobody's listening, right? So I think the first thing is it's a bit like the double-headed eagle. And many corporate VCs I talk to have this tension between being strategic and being financial. And it's about trying to walk that line of independence where you want to be close to the corporate, where you can get the effects of helping the companies connect with the corporate, but not too close that the corporate antibodies don't kill the initiative. And so I think that's a key part of trying to walk that line. I think there's lots of different models, and at one end of the spectrum you have Intel Capital, who are probably unique in terms of their scale and what they do, and the amount of money that they deploy. Then you have people like ourselves who do fund of funds, and then you have others who don't actually invest but have a very important role in terms of ecosystem and helping startups and helping companies. And P&G have a very interesting open innovation model, I think. And then I think there's also organizations like the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year, which I think isn't a corporate venture activity, but really helps credibility of entrepreneurs. So I think they're all different models, and there's good and bad, but I think it's important to understand what you're going to get out of the relationship. If it's capital, or is it connections to the corporate, or is it credibility? So there's a wide range of things that you can get from the relationship, and I think it's just understanding what it is and being clear what you want to get out of it.
So what I'm hearing is, as a profile, it's good to have someone who has operating experience rather than a lawyer, right?
Absolutely. And I think my job and the job of corporate VCs is to try and walk between those two worlds, which are very different. One that is very conservative, so we have a saying that products don't get released in IBM, they escape. And I think that's not just a problem that we have, I think that's a corporate problem, because big companies are designed to be stable. And then at the other end of the extreme, you have startups we were trying to innovate into. So they're completely different entities. And to be a good corporate VC, I think you need to be able to bridge the gap between those two worlds. And I think that is a combination of skills of understanding business development and understanding how and when to connect the different groups. If you bring them in too early, corporates will either ignore startups completely or hug them to death. And I think it's trying to find that balance and understanding when the right time is to connect.
Thanks, Martin. Now I would like to ask Guilhem a question about, you are basically someone who have lived corporate VC from inside, because you have developed that within your company. I would like you to introduce maybe yourself with your background, and also explain to us what are the reasons why big corporations should be interested in startups.
Well, I will certainly not go into a very long biographical explanation. It's always very impressive to come after IBM, but I will much more talk about Jardiland and what was Jardiland's approach in terms of venture capital financing and interest for it. So Jardiland is a rather small company in comparison to IBM, but it's a big company to a certain extent because it's nearly 1 billion in revenues, and mainly in France and Europe. It's a specialized retail chain of retail stores specialized in garden centers. So you would say, well, garden centers, we are very far from IT. We are very far from all what is the core business of the business angels and the entrepreneurs, startup entrepreneurs. But in fact, what we need when we have a company of our size is to always have, and especially because we are the leader in our sector, not only in France, but in Europe as well, it's to have a new ambitious ambitions and new visions. And what we are driven by is how to find at a relatively low cost research and development all through this entrepreneur dynamic and business angel dynamic. Of course, you don't get into that, suddenly. You don't jump in the ponds as a CEO. It's because I had a lot of interest for it beforehand. I had the opportunity to work with IBAN and especially with Go Beyond for a couple of years before I joined Jardiland. And I always split my two heads, I would say. The one which is the business angel head with all the tutoring, mentoring, coaching that I have on one side, and the other one which is the CEO approach of a company the size of Jardiland, which is looking after opportunity. And especially when you do a little bit of strategy, you always have this interest for new entrants. What might happen which will be coming in our market with a different approach. And that's definitely the initial reason why, as a CEO, you can promote a dynamic within the company so that people get interested in outsourcing innovation rather than building it up, brick and mortar, within the company.
Thank you, Guillaume. I would like to ask you about when you start, basically. You decide one day, I would like to build a corporate investment arm. How does it happen? Is it an opportunity that comes to you? And are there some advice that you could tell the manager of large corporations to develop their strategy?
When you're the CEO of a company, you know where the opportunity for innovation will come. Very clearly, for a distribution company in retail, it's e-business. Well, then you said, how could I build a retail chain in e-business? So you have got two possibilities. One possibility, you will ask a consultant from outside, and they will tell you, well, invest 5 million euros, and in 3 years' time, you will have the startup of something which will look like an e-business solution to your problems. And 5 million in 3 years, it's not a lot of time when people like Casino, Carrefour, Decathlon, IKEA spent 50 million and it took them 5 years' time. Well, the point is that for me, a 3 or a 5 million investment, it's 3 stores that in 3 years' time will give me an EBITDA of 500,000 euros per store. So if I've got the choice of investing 5 million, I will certainly not do it on such a project. The other approach is to say, well, let's have somebody within the company to do it. The little genius in computer systems. And that doesn't work either, because either he will totally turn his activity toward that at the expense of his normal job. So definitely looking outside, seeing that some people have done it already, and that by listening to them, you can help them. You can coach them as a startup. You can play your role of an investor. You can promote the idea of investing within your own managers and tell them it's an interesting approach, not to try to build from scratch, not to devote too much efforts from the company, but just look around. So that's what is the innovative approach that we try to have.
Thank you, Guillaume. Now I turn to Sasha. Sasha, what is your perspective? You have a very long experience dealing with large corporations from the US, bringing them to Russia. What is your perspective today about this corporate VC in general, and then more particular about Russia, and how is it applied in Russia? Is it developed, or you think it should develop more?
It is few thoughts about it. First of all, that when we are speaking about corporate VC, it is a third model. Since I have behind all my funds, Cisco Systems, they have third model. They invest direct, and they also invest in funds, making the development of some region and helping to develop this region in innovation direction. So it is some correction for this. that as working with a corporation, you need to look on them always like source of knowledge, and more important, to find the source of gaps which exist in the technology roadmap. So usually if you look around, the most successful entrepreneurs, especially serial entrepreneurs, they using the open society of corporation, getting in and getting out easily. When they, like, I have a friend who is Andy Bolkerstein, who already sold to Cisco 3 startups, now building for number 4. So, and he was CTO of Cisco for some period of time. He founder of Sun, as you remember. So from this point of view, it is that I always look on the big corporation, even in my entrepreneurial career, so to find the gap, what is exist in some big corporate product map. So by this way, I built through this way VPN, for example, for Windows, since Sun didn't know how to work with Windows, they work with Solaris. So my approach for anyone, it is to look on this pretty carefully. From other side, corporate need to play also their role like some kind of semaphore or stoplight scheme. They need to be also open to entrepreneur society and to angels and to everybody that it is exist red collar, we are building, don't touch us. It need to be green collar, we interested in this, but we never will build since we don't have resources or time. And yellow, you can try, it is risky, but possibly will buy you since our engineers will be too late. So it is like, it is a best relationship which people can build. Actually, IBM doing something like this. I visited you stopped to do this right now very often, but in the past time you did pretty good events where you share your vision about future, about what you want, and now Microsoft started to lead this stuff. So Microsoft started to copycat your model, and now Microsoft collect each year entrepreneurs and investors and try to show for them this roadmap. I think it is very important. When you go into Russia, Russia just started to think about how to grow. If you speak about who can buy right now a company, at least in IT industry in Russia, it can be Mail.ru, Yandex, yes, or two. And it can be 3 players like MTS, Beeline, and Megaphone, and possibly Rostelecom soon, I don't know. But in general, the ticket for these companies is very small. If you take average ticket to Google, Google actually, if you take out the big acquisition for 700 million, for billion, it is average check is 25 million. So for Russia, average check will be possibly 10 million for this company. So it is bringing a very good opportunity not to us venture capitalists, but it is bringing great opportunity to Russian angels, since they can operate with small money and to have big return on this switch and stuff. It is where I see where the Russian industry is going, but I will not say that it will start tomorrow. It will go in slowly, since Yandex built Yandex Venture. They started to work with startups, they learned this, they get an experience in-house. Will take some time.
Thanks, Sasha. I think our panelists have done a very good job basically to paint basically the landscape about a corporate VC, but the theme of this panel is the relationship between the corporate VCs and the business angel. So I would like now to ask the panelists about describing how they view from their perspective, from the corporate, from the business angel, how should this work, and if you could make a description of the relationship with the VC and with the business angel, and give some example of where it works well and where it works a little bit less. Martin, you want to take that?
I just wanted to respond to what Sergey said about Sasha, excuse me. What Sasha said about publishing product roadmaps. I would not advise an entrepreneur to look at a product roadmap and say, there's a gap there, go and build a company, because that map will change. And I think it's quite risky to be beholden to one party. I think it is important for corporates to share at a high level where their strategy is, but I think we really look at the entrepreneur to have the vision and the drive to build a company that they want, and then figure out later on if it fits with what we're interested in. In terms of the business angel community, what we started noticing 3 or 4 years ago was that, especially in the software industry, the cost of getting to a certain point was dropping to close to zero. And I was meeting entrepreneurs all around who quite frankly didn't know what IBM did, and thought this is quite worrying because this is the future of the industry, and the money is going to follow that talent. And so what we started to figure out was that through the VCs that we've invested in and through the companies that we've acquired, we have a lot of talent who could really help these young entrepreneurs. And at that stage, it wasn't about the money. In fact, putting money in was going to cause a bigger problem. So what we figured out was if you put those together, and what we try and do is bring the whole ecosystem together. So we run a competition and a mentoring program called Smart Camp. And that brings together angels, VCs, universities, and trying to help entrepreneurs. And so it's a mixture of a competition and a mentoring program. But we think that the world is a lot messier than we used to think, that it's about trying to bring those different groups together, and that if you get the right people in the room, that good things will come from that. So I'm not sure there's a very specific, structured approach for it. But we certainly think that it's changing quite a lot. That the ecosystem is a lot more complex than it ever was. That angels play a much more important role, and that actually it's about trying to bring the best people from those different groups together.
So how is it for a business angel network to approach IBM? What would be basically the advice, the do's and don'ts?
So we focus it around this particular activity, and we look for people who have interesting companies that could fit within our strategic agenda, and we will sit down and we'll do briefings with them. We'll run the competition, we'll run mentoring events, and we're very open to that. So that's why I'm here, is because we're trying to get closer to this community. So I think it's on a case-by-case basis, so I'm not sure, apart from the specific events that we do and specific competitions that we do, that there's any other rules of engagement, to be perfectly honest. So that's my answer.
Thanks, Martin. Guilhem, do you have a position on that?
Yes, maybe I will be a little bit politically incorrect, but I would say that our first emphasis won't be the business angel, but the startup and the entrepreneur within the startup. But of course, we want to have very good relation, and I'm a business angel myself. I will try to promote other people from the company to become business angels, but as personal investors, like the definition of the business angel, doing an investment with its own money, with his own money or her own money, and having a direct approach to the project. But on the other hand, as a CEO, what I'm interested in is this innovation process I was talking about, and who is really holding it. So who is holding it most of the time is the entrepreneur. So when the time comes that the financing of the company required more VC capital or corporate capital than business angel investment, what we will be very interested is to have the direct approach with the entrepreneur and to see the quality of, what does he want or what does she want? Does she want to stay with the company? And how? The main question will be, how do you swap from a startup entrepreneur posture or position or role to becoming back a salary man, a manager of one branch or one unit within a company? So most of the time, the criteria is, are you going to stay in the company, or are you going to sell your company and we are merging it? It's a branch or a unit of our group. Or if you want to stay, how would you accept to become, you have been number one for maybe 3-4 years, and now you will be maybe number 50 within the company, number one of your business unit, but maybe it won't be the core business. So that's why I'm emphasizing a lot on this human relation approach and really understanding who does what. So business angels for us are very interesting because they can bring in any type of project which does interest us. And on the other hand, the attention will be focused toward the entrepreneur and toward the position of the entrepreneur after the investment.
Thank Guilhem. How does a business angel basically promote itself vis-a-vis the corporates to say, we have people expert in this, that, and that. How do you connect with the corporates? Because there are a lot of corporates around the world, right? And you can go geographic, you can go by sector, and you need, as a business angel network, to be coordinated, right?
Well, I think that's really the work of the business angel, and it's to find out the right future partner. So to be aware of the environment, you don't, as you said, it's international. So you feel the culture of a potential investor in your company. So that's where there is a very relevant job in this second round financing coming from the business angel side. So it's this knowledge of the environment and this eagerness of a company to acquire others. It's well known that Yahoo does that IBM does that. Most certainly people won't know that Jardiland could be interested in such an approach unless I'm talking to audiences like here or to other congresses.
Thank you, Guillaume. Sasha, I have a question for you. I mean, about the aspect of having a corporate investor, a corporate venture as investor in your company. And is it something that you advise, in which case you advise it, and in which case basically you try to avoid it? And finally, would you suggest to go more for more than one corporate VC if you accept the money, or you limit to one?
Actually, I will make, before this one, remark that angels started to play a role more and more of the seed ventures. So it is a replacement VC who played role as seed, since usually ventures moving up to more late stage company taking less risk. It is a very important move which need to be recognized. It is why angels started to play a pretty significant role right now in development of the companies. Addressing your question particularly, I will say I had experience in my life of getting the corporate VC money. We need to understand when you go in and take in corporate VC money, it can be last value or last price for your company. Since you become very dependent from the corporate, from their channels, from their everything, and any time they can switch off. They are good guys when they negotiate. They are bad guys when you started to do business with them and when you started to move in some direction which can compete or can do something. So it is need to be pretty right decision when you would like to do to get money from corporate VC. Yeah, I will suggest to take from two, nice, but again, two corporates, they sign many agreements that they're very good friends. But it is like US and Russia signing a lot of agreements. Yes, so we are friends, but in general, two corporates, doesn't matter it is IBM or Microsoft or something, they create a lie and this lie can go away next month or something. We know the story. So by this way, I will suggest that, yeah, you need to be very nice, to put very nice thoughts in your strategy, where you need to be. You would like to sell company to particular corporate. You need to estimate your efforts which you would like to bring to this company. So, and put all estimation before you take in money from corporate VC.
Do you mind if your question was how a business angel does address a company? I would just make a very short statement. It's not the size of the company which will invest, which makes the price, but the quality of the company which is to be sold or where it has to be invested. And sometimes business angel or even entrepreneurs think that the acquirer or the investor at VC level has to pay for the cost of time and the value of time spent in the past years. No, I mean, a company is very pragmatic and invests according to what is the interest in the value chain of the company where you invest. So it's not because you are IBM that you will pay 10 times the real value of what you are investing in, neither when you are Jardiland. So quality of the investment is the most relevant aspect, not the size of the investor.
Thank you.
Yeah, but in addition, exists very also important point for entrepreneurs, not for angel investors, since they got their money back. But when entrepreneur sells a company to the corporate, it doesn't mean that this product line will live for a long time. Sometimes it will be closed next month. It is also pretty like hard feeling to many entrepreneurs. So by this way, you need to construct your future pretty nice and carefully.
So we have 15 minutes left, and I would like to have this session interactive. I would like to ask the audience to ask any question you might have for the panelists. And then if one could put the presentation I had on the white paper prepared by Iban on the screen, that would be great. I don't know if it's possible. Tom?
Yeah. Martin, I've one question, maybe follow on in your other guest. When you make an investment into a fund, do you have to have buy-in from a particular operating group? So, for example, if someone said to you, we're going to do an oil and gas fund. Would you have to go to the general director, the president of that division, and get buy-in from him or her? And then the monies, would it come from essentially your P&L or your balance sheet, or would it come from their balance sheet?
So the answer is yes. We have revenues of 100 billion, so it's a big company, and we'll never move the needle with the financial returns. So we do it for strategic reasons. So if we are going to do something, there has to be very strong business unit support for it.
So there has to be buy-in from the operating managers of that, whatever it is.
Absolutely.
And let's say that, for example, it's oil and gas, and of course it could be for various IT applications and upstream, midstream, or downstream. Would it stay within that group, or would there be other operating groups? Because some of the downstream investments might touch upon some of these other different operating groups within the corporation.
Yeah, so it's getting that balance right, and as an LP, you are 2 steps removed from the investments, right? So you have your LP meetings where you look at the portfolio, but the GP makes the decisions, right? And so has to be a clear line of independence there. And then obviously, if there's a potential acquisition, then if you need to step back from that because you could be damaging the company. So I mean, we've done 70 fund investments. We do it because we think that this is a really important community. There's enough senior managers in IBM who remember, if you don't look at what's happening in the outside world, it can kill your company. There's so much disruption in our industry that we have to stay incredibly close to it. And I think what's interesting is that as the panel were saying, the angels have become a lot more active, especially in software where you can get a lot further. And so understanding how to work and how do we work with them. I think it's a relationship business. I think it's as simple as building relationships, coming to events like this, talking to people. I don't think there's a process flow. I think it's about building relationships and understanding what we're interested in and understanding what the angels are investing in.
And sort of a follow-on is, does the capital, if you make a commitment to a fund, does the capital come off of essentially from your group, your balance sheet, or does it come from the balance sheet, the P&L of the operating group?
We don't have a fund, and we don't disclose where the funds come from.
So you don't disclose if the money's, what the origin of the funds are. It could come from either groups, yeah? But you've got your own pool of capital, right?
Yeah, with IBM, the only thing you know is there will be enough capital.
Gotcha.
Any other questions?
Because of changes in the VC industry, business angels have begun to work with entrepreneurs on their exit strategy during due diligence. Maybe we should have been doing this for the last 20 years, but we weren't. It's one of the concerns that I have in corporate investments, especially corporate direct investments, is so-called, quote, messing the nest, unquote, so that we're impacting possible exits for our business angel investments by taking corporate venture capital. So I guess I'd like the panel to address that issue for us as angels.
That's the reason we don't do direct investment, or one of the reasons we don't do it, because it's a big signaling effect as well. and so it just messes the nest, as you say.
I will say that even from my personal big experience working with big companies, selling for them something, first of all, they need to build right strategy and try to call few of them since price going up. This is what I know pretty nicely. So if they find that they compete for the deal, it is the best way to approach.
Thanks. There was one question here.
If you could comment about the terms you would negotiate with companies when you invest, would you like to have majorities, or what kind of rules you would normally apply? And maybe also if you could give us a rough indication of the value on which you are entering into companies.
So Guillaume will answer, then Martin.
Well, about ratio, no, it's a bit too complicated to answer. But the way we will do it is definitely we will be looking towards 100% acquisition sooner or later. So we will have within the terms of condition that it might be an increase in capital by different steps. But the final issue definitely, for a company of our size, again, for the environment I'm talking about, will be definitely to go towards a global acquisition. Yes.
Any other questions? So I would like to ask a question to the panel related to the alignment between the corporate VC and the company, because there are corporate VCs who are not signing for life, right? And so you have and also what is your motivation, incentive plans, and maybe Martin, you can give us some example of incentive plans not only at IBM but outside IBM. Because it has always been kind of a tricky subject, right?
It's a very tricky subject, and it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, that if the corporate VC starts to become successful, they want to spin out and become a pure VC. And so then, there's the natural tension where the partners want to get the financial rewards, want to set up their own fund, but yet still want to have some links to the corporate. I don't know enough about the incentive plans to really add any value to that question.
It doesn't really apply to our environment, really, because we don't have a corporate VC as such. We have dedicated funds to make acquisitions or investments in some, what I'd say, not core business activities, which might become some very interesting development, have a very interesting development potential. Just to come back to this value issue and how we get into online with the management of the acquisition of the entrepreneur, is usually we fix the value by a multiple of EBITDA or revenues one way or another, and it's organized for the next 5 to 10 years to come. So.
Thanks, Guillaume.
If I could just add to that, what I think is more interesting is the alignment between the startup and the corporate, or the company and the corporate. And what we try and do is make sure that we don't waste anybody's time. Because the worst thing you could do is you could end up having 20 meetings with IBM only to discover there's nothing there. So we're usually quite aggressive in terms of our discussions with the entrepreneur to say, why should the corporate care about this? Who is the client, and what do you want out of the relationship? Because if you're not clear what you want out of the relationship, it can lead to unusual situations down the road. So I think if you can get those aligned properly, and then figure out who are the right connectors, and I think that's probably one of the key skills of a corporate VC, to have a really strong internal network as much as an external network, because your job is to try and bring those two groups together.
Thanks, Martin. We have a question.
Yes. Hello, my name is Riku Asikanen. I'm an angel investor from Finland. I would like to ask a question. Would you consider buying us out in a process of entering into a company? I'm saying that for angel investors, it clearly for my point of view, it reduces the upside once you enter into a contract with the corporation. But then for the entrepreneur, obviously it has positive options. But for an angel investor, would you buy me out? That's the question.
I would like to add to your question, obviously the corporate VC versus the corporate. You need to give two answers, right? Because, yeah.
Well, we're a fund, so we're not going to buy a company out, right? In terms of our acquisition strategy, most of the companies that we acquire, we have partnered with for a long time beforehand, because that's probably the best form of due diligence we can do. And so it's by developing a channel partnership that a lot of our acquisitions come around. Not always the case, but the majority of the time.
Well, I think there are two aspects of the buyout. Buyout of the person or buyout of the shares. The buyout of the person, the business angel as such, in its role of business angel with the mentoring and the human dimension, obviously the buyout is immediate. Because if you are a corporate, you want to integrate your target into your own corporate culture. So you don't want to deal with the personal relation. So that's an immediate human buyout. On the other hand, if you're talking about leverage, revenues, investments, etc., we can very well cope with a business angel who stays around the table, but he won't be at the board anymore because such a thing will not exactly exist the same way. And obviously, you have to accept the dilution.
Yes, but that's more of my fear than my hope that I would be staying. That's why I was asking that somehow to me it would sound logical that it's a kind of a different time for the company. It moves to the next level, and then the business angel, I understand that you will be diluted, but I don't like to be diluted. I like to have my money back, and hopefully 7 times. So.
Yeah, but if I may add, the purpose of the corporate VC is to invest and exit. It's not to basically make acquisition. In the, most cases, it is that. You are more talking about basically a relationship between a business angel and a corporate as such. Yeah, absolutely. I would like to now ask a question to any of you that are part of a business angel network, and how you manage basically your network to find some of the co-investors. Any one of you have experience of, for instance, you have a former J&J guy that is a business angel with you and basically bring J&J as an investor, or so on and so forth. Anyone would like to speak about that? No? There must be, because it is an...
That's Frank, how TCA does it.
Frank, someone can give a mic to Frank? He's put on the stage.
Get even with you, Bill. Well, I was just thinking as you were asking the question, it's a different situation. One of our portfolio companies, there are some of the management team came out of Pfizer. And then 2 years after funding, went back to Pfizer. And so anyway, that was a happy development. We haven't had an exit yet, but there's a close relationship that is still, being baked in.
Thank you. Brigitte?
Actually, I have a question, a little bit of a comment. In our angel network, and as was described, I think a lot of angel network, more and more of our investors are active professionals still in the industry. So right now we have people from Intel, Google, and all that in our angel network. And whenever we see deals that they think could be of interest to their employer, there's always the question, okay, what do I do? Do I let them know? Do I invest? Now, we often invest in a group, so even if they had said no, the group might say yes. But how do you, and especially one right now, we have a deal that's doing really well, and now the person's thinking, maybe I should go and tell Intel about it. do you have any policies about employees, so maybe to the two of you, employees who become business angel and at some point might be asked an opinion about, could you introduce us to your corporate, because this is a deal your company might want to acquire?
So we start with Guillaume and then Martin.
There will be two different situations. One situation where the employee or the manager who comes with is just a member of the network,
Yeah.
but is not a direct investor. Fine. I mean, it's even much better. I mean, you have a direct introduction, you have an immediate trust, so no problem. Second point, if he or she is at the same time an investor within the project that he is presenting to the company, the immediate answer will be, you are not an investor anymore. But you won't have a double position as an investor within. So that's my position as a CEO. And just by experience, because even in garden centers, there are those, it's very, very easy for somebody to buy a marginal garden center, badly operated, and then to reorganize it very quickly and bring it back to the company. So we will never accept to pay somebody who has got an activity within the company to finance lateral but convergent activity to a competitive level to make extra money out of its own company. So we will never accept that. That's my position. So that's the policy of the company. So no, how do you say that? Conflict of interest.
No conflict of interest.
Martin? You took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly it. I mean, if I was trying to invest in a company that could be a partner for IBM or could be an acquisition or could be a competitor, then there's a clear conflict of interest, and so I'm not aligned with what my employer wants. So I think that's a red flag. What I think is interesting, though, I was at a startup weekend event in Google a couple of weeks ago, and most of the teams that presented were Google employees, and it was quite obvious that a lot of these guys were looking at, well, maybe there's something here, and so they had a very open policy about letting their people go and explore, which I think is good. I mean, it's open innovation. So.
Sasha, and then we conclude. Each of you will give a few.
Yes. Speaking about corporate guys who invest in the companies, yeah, I know many of them. So it depends from openness of the policy. IBM is very close. So when you're speaking about Google, Google is very open. So I know many Google guys who easily get in rights to co-invest or to do something. So it exists not only in Google, it exists in some other companies. It is right now, definitely people from Facebook will do the same. So as I spoke with their policy as well. So the point is that new world require more dynamic move. So people understand that, even the corporation understand, when they're given for their employees to invest their risky money to some deals, so these employees can bring back pretty good deals back. So it is some kind of extract of the network of the company, not through only bureaucratic venture arm of IBM, but through like more wider spread visionaries who would like to put their money in hot stuff. So, and these guys, when they're honest employee and they tell to their managers, tell to them they get in permission, they allowed to do so. I will tell that in Russia started to happen this, since I know some corporates allow to their employees invest. So, which is getting the like modern direction. I'm sorry.
Can I respond?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I think the point is that if I'm an example investing in a company that could be a partner or competitor of IBM, then I'm clearly conflicted. Now, I don't think it makes sense for IBM to support that activity because on the one hand I'm doing something for my own personal gain, on the other I'm
We're speaking about network.
Yeah, but I think you can do stuff with network without personally having to be an investor. So I spend a lot of time networking. I go to lots of events, but I'm not allowed to invest in companies that could be potentially conflicting. I don't see.
Can I respond? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
brief.
Yeah, my response is very simple. I know old story which I learned from IBM when I was entrepreneur. If you would like to be friends with IBM, you need to bring for us business for $5 million, and after this we'll put your sign as our partner. Is it truth?
Well, if you look at our Smart Camp program, which is what we're going to launch here. We have no restrictions, so the companies who apply don't have to be using any IBM technology. We have companies who apply.
But your sales forces will start to sell the
Our sales forces will sell if there's a win-win relationship. We're not a charitable organization, we're a commercial entity. We will look for entrepreneurs that are doing something that's interesting for our client, and we'll look for where we can win, where we can both win together. It doesn't make sense for us to promote, it doesn't make sense for our sales teams to sell competitors' products, but it does make sense for us to look at entrepreneurs who are doing interesting things and figure out ways of working with them.
Well, definitely an interesting subject. I cut before it getting warmer and warmer here. And I would like to offer the panelists to do a few sentences of conclusion about specifically this corporate venture arm and the business angel, advice, remarks, suggestions.
For me, the most important word within this topic is bridge. In certain questions or reactions, we might conclude that there is an opposition between the incredible dynamic and the risk-taking of the business angel on one side, and the corporate investment which come afterwards with much larger amount at a different time, and that you will be the victim and we will be the winner. I think no, it's not at all that. It's a bridge. It's an incredible convergence. You represent an incredible dynamics that we want to use, and vice versa. So companies, corporations are interested in business angels, but please do be interested in cooperation as well. So we are very open-minded to have you coming to us. Yes.
I will say that all investment industry is shifting and changing. So, and by this way, role of angels started to be pretty important, which I told previously already. And it will shift more, since today build a modern company, you need to react pretty fast. And only people who risk their own money can react fast. So by this way, it is a nice move.
Thank you, Sasha. Martin?
So it's a relationship business. It's about people talking to one another. If you want to have a relationship with IBM, it's about dealing with people like myself and my colleagues that are here. Please be clear what you want. So I get approached by lots of entrepreneurs who come, and the first thing they say to me is, I'm fundraising. Are you interested in investing? Without even sort of saying hello. So, it's about understanding. If you're selling, it's about understanding what your client wants, or what the person on the other end of the communication wants, and it's a people business.
Thanks, Martin. Before concluding, I just want to make you aware of a white paper that IBAN is about to publish about this relationship between corporate VCs and business angel networks. There are some interesting highlights. I will cover basically 4. The first is that in the last 5 years, there was a tremendous growth in the relationship between bands and corporate VCs. And this is a trend that seems to be well anchored and developing. There were suggestions, 3 suggestions out of this report that were made. The first one is to raise the awareness amongst corporations that ban exist, and also amongst ban that basically it might be a good idea to develop strategies that reach some of their portfolio company, or link their portfolio company with some of the corporates. Second point that was suggested is, and I don't know how to do it, but it's lobbying policy maker to give incentive to the corporation to increase their collaboration with bands. So I guess that corporation would love the word incentives. To define it, it might be a little bit more difficult, but it's an interesting one. And the third one is better align corporate due diligence process and shareholder agreement with those of the bands. And I think this is a very, very important point. I'm sorry that we don't have the time to cover that, but maybe it would be a subject for a next panel to go after this alignment of the terms and conditions and the agreement, the legal documentation. I think it's important. It remains to me to thank our panelists. Thank you very much for this panel, and thank you to all of you for attending.
Thank you very much. Just a few announcements. Regarding tomorrow, if you're here for the General Assembly in the morning, you're getting picked up at 7:15. If you're not and you're here for 10 a.m. because of the lovely traffic in this lovely capital of ours, you're getting picked up at 8 a.m. 8:30, sorry, 8:30. So that's 7:15 or 8:30. Also remember, for the boat, you have to leave this building at 6:30. The boat is behind us on the river there. You've got about a 5-minute walk. Regarding the next set of speeches and panel discussions, there are 5 different sessions happening. We've got a session in here which will start very shortly. We're running slightly behind time. That's with Rene, and that's on share deals, presentation of companies. We've got in room 1, the breakout session 1, so that's room 1, breakout session 1, and that's about public grant-making institutions and their role bridging the gap between angel rounds and venture capital rounds of financing. That's breakout session 1 in room 1. Breakout session 2 is in room 2, and that's the Center of Innovation Development of Moscow as a key partner for startups and business angels. And the difference here is that the last breakup session, which is breakup session 3, is actually in room 4. Again, all the details will be outside on the LED screens, and that's the presentation of a new educational program for entrepreneurs and business angels and the Startup Academy. Finally, in meeting 3, we've got the meeting of federations, and that's restricted to the Business Angels Federations members of EBAN. You're getting eager, I feel, to take over. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Tomorrow morning, 7:15 or 8:30. And remember, be on the boat, leave here at 6:30. Thank you very much. Спасибо большое. Давай, it's yours. Go.
Hello. Oh, everyone is leaving now. I hope this is the topic of the day. We want to show you some firework and some good questions for an investors panel. Let's see how that works. So please, we'll wait a second for the people to leave to the other sessions. Hopefully the investors will stay here. We have 8 entrepreneurs seeking for risk capital. So meanwhile, I will ask the jury members to come forward. Michael Podgaits from the St. Peter's Organization of Business Angels. Jacek Blonsky. Jacek, come forward, please. Kendrick D. White from Capital Partners. No, the jury no, here. Yes, we're going to make a kind of lounge, a business lounge. Oh, you can see the presentation here. We want to see how the business angels react in their face. And I'm going to ask them also some nasty questions. Albert Colomer, where are you, Albert? So when the appointed jury doesn't attend, we going to give some wild cards, I think, because we don't have any time to wait any longer. Kendrick D. White, Michael Podgaits from the St. Petersburg Organization of Business Angels, where are you? No. Yes, I recall Michael Podgaits from the St. Petersburg Organization of Business Angels. Hopefully he's well and he doesn't lie somewhere else. Kendrick D. White is not there. Okay. Albert Colomer, where are you, Albert? We need some jury members. Luigi, are you going to assist? Okay, you have a conflict of interest. Now, who is here a business angel? Please raise your hand. Raise your hand. Do you have any conflict of interest when you are a jury member? With one? Oh, unfortunately. Brigitte, will you join? No? Oh, Joseph, come on. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Joseph helps us out. That's a quite silly situation. We need at least one jury member. Perhaps my colleague, Radboud, come forward. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. So, welcome in this investor lounge of the IBAN Shared Deals platform. Luis helped us out with the preparation. Luis Galveras, thank you very much. We have 8 companies pitching, 5 from Russia. The pitch lasts for a maximum for 3 minutes. We reduced it. And we will ask then this jury for a short comment, a short question, and a short answer given by the entrepreneur. This morning we had a pitch training, Luis and I gave. And I must say I am impressed by the companies presenting here, and I hope you will have the same feeling after this meeting. What I always find important with this kind of things is the claim. What are we doing here? It's all about that the investors here can see if it's interesting enough to have a further acquaintance with the entrepreneur presenting here. So it's not more and it's not less. Okay. Let's see if I have everything. So let's start with the first pitch. And I have to see where Luis is now. I think, Luis, it's Angelic.
Yes.
Yeah, we start in. Okay. Sergey Runov, welcome. Give him an applause.
Okay.
Okay. You can also use a mic if you want. Or do you like to stand here? Okay. Luis will monitoring the time. He will give a signal, and the maximum time is 3 minutes. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, that's okay. They have to move, unfortunately. What I found important, jury members, that we want positive feedback. We don't want to have a judging, or it's not a tribunal. This is only positive feedback and give the entrepreneur points of attention in a positive way. So, everything under control. We have now a jury. Those jury members who didn't attend, we will never ask again. Tomorrow at 10:40, the jury gives us the outcome, which pitch was the best. So. And the best pitcher gets a Shared Deals diploma and lots of honor. So, I said enough. Sergey, for you, 3 minutes, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sergey Runov, and I'm going to present you Angelic Sphere project. I'm not the entrepreneur, I'm the business angel. Our entrepreneur does not speak English well enough to speak in front of you. So I'm kind of in a dual situation here. But anyways, our entrepreneur invented a way to help people avoid losing valuables. And it's a simple solution, a small tag, which is attached to any surface, basically. And it is connected to the mobile phone using Bluetooth. And the mobile phone is tracking the distance to the tag and as soon as the object leaves the distance, the mobile phone gives you an alert. It's simple. You can easily register the tags, assign names to it, and then you can see the object leaving the area. There are examples of how you can attach to documents, to notebook or planchette PC or whatever. We have, of course, competition, but it solves basically another problem, how to find the lost belonging, which we think may be too late sometimes. There is a comparison of core characteristics of our solution to our competition. And you may see that sometimes the distance is too much, for instance, 60 or something meters. It's too late already if you lost a wallet, for instance. Or the battery life of 1 month is not convenient to users. Well, our core groups, target groups are businessmen, regular consumers, and of course emergency services. It's really too wide a market. And that's why I'm not giving you numbers, smart numbers, how to deal with different groups. Where we are, we passed the patenting in Russia. We also applied for a PCT. We passed 2 stages of prototype, which proved actually that given the small size of the unit, there is a stable signal. And well, I'm the business angel. I invested on the first stage. We also had a subsidy from the governmental fund. And now we're looking for a bigger investment that will help us complete the production design, marketing research, and move forward to active sales and mass production. We are looking for a $2.2 million amount for a third of our company from one or several investors. The payback period of the company is estimated to 2 years.
Okay. Sorry, yes.
Yep.
Shaker, you're
Basically,
out of time.
that's it.
Okay. Sorry, give him again an applause. It gives us also some energy, applauding sometimes. And now we're going to the voluntary jury without Joseph. What do you find of this proposition?
Interesting. Just one question. What do you do after 1 year and a half?
We'll find another investor to go international.
No, I mean with the I've seen the lifetime of the tag was 1 year and a half. So what do you do with the product? Do you need to replace it?
Yes, and the inventor has already had some ideas on how to widen the range of the product.
Okay. Thank you, Joseph. Jacek, what is your comment?
So I understand that my question would be, I have 2 questions in fact. So the first would be that, have you checked, the customers base, because it's already, you have a proof of concept, you have a product ready, but my question is who will buy it? Because you presented your target customers, but my questions would be whether you checked, you have any data research that they will be willing to buy, and also with the price that you indicate for this product.
Okay, we did not really test the wide market yet, because, well, at least we approached the market researchers, and they say it's expensive. I mean, they ask for 900,000 rubles, which is, we don't have that budget yet. But we have a website, and there are questionnaires, and people leaving their comments, etc. And there is interest, definite interest.
Okay. Now we have to take the time into account. A short question, Radboud.
You have a Russian patent, yes. IP. Why didn't you check it worldwide?
Well, when Russian patenting is done, there is a check worldwide, actually, if there are competing patents. And it was passed.
Okay. Thank you, Sergey. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Thank you.
Okay, give him an applause again. 3 applauses for Sergey. Barbara Labat, where are you? Okay. Barbara, for you 3 minutes. I think is the presentation there? Okay. Success, eh? Good luck.
Thank you. Where is the presentation? Okay. Good evening, everybody. Tonight we're going to talk about Super Compare. We compare grocery store prices, helping consumers save time and money. But we also help retailers and brands check competitor prices and shoppers' behaviors. So how does it work? Well, as a consumer, all of us think how difficult it is to compare prices of different stores even in your neighborhood. Almost impossible. On the other side, think retailers and brands, how expensive it is for them to actually bring people to their stores and target them with the right audience. Two problems and one solution. Super Compare. Well, how does it work? Easy. We actually ask you to get localized. Where are you? Nothing new. But we will also tell you how much a single apple costs in every single point of sale around you. But that's not enough, because we will also ask you to create a shopping list. And on the total, 20 items, 15, 20 items, we will also tell you how much you will pay in every single point of sale around you. So by the end, you will know which is the cheapest store in your neighborhood. So you can save up to $1,000 or euros, like a nice vacation for a family. This website was launched in July 2011, and it's available on web, and it's also available on app that did 70,000 downloads in the last 2 months and was #1 in the lifestyle section of the Apple App Store. So we create value not only for customers or consumers that get free service, but also for retailers and brands, because we provide them with targeted advertisement. We provide them with a profile audience. We know everything about our users because we know if they like milk, if they have kids, if they have pets, because we know what they put in their basket. We also provide retailers and brands with a unique tool to check in real time not only their prices, but also their competitor prices, and also how people react to changes in prices. This is the interface for retailers and brands. Access anytime, everywhere, and check your prices and your competitors. So far, what we achieved? Well, we started a year ago with only a small coverage of the Italian territory, only few retailers, just few products in our database. Somebody in a similar situation, type of event, told us, you will not scale. Well, they were wrong, because we actually did scale. We scaled the entire Italian territory. We now cover 80% of the territory. We have more than 4,000 brands in our database and now 6 million records in our database. So we think we can also scale Europe. About users, well, we started with 30,000 users in July 2011 when we had the beta. We are now almost 200,000, well, 130.
10 seconds.
Okay, thank you. We have been amazing growth in the last 6 months. And how do we make money? Well, it's a mixed model. Analytics, so data on one side, and on the other side also targeted advertisement. Revenues for the year, and we think big. We think we can export this in Europe. We're now looking for a 3 million investment. IBAN members have already invested in this project and are now investing in the second round. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Barbara. They were the longest 10 seconds in our life, perhaps. Before we go to the panel, perhaps there's a major question from the audience and someone who invests in the same kind of company. And we want to have a serious, intelligent question. Yes?
Very short. Okay. I want to know, how do you update the prices of all the products?
Prices are updated on a daily basis. We started, as you can imagine, retailers might not be very, at the beginning, willing to give you the data. We started from the flyers, so the paper brochures. We were totally independent, and we were gathering and transforming paper information into digital information. Now that we're getting bigger and bigger, retailers are willing and are asking to actually participate and be part of the program.
That's always interesting with the pitching. When the question starts, they take all the time. That's very intelligent. But but the answer should be also short, also for the followers. Yeah, we want to... Okay, short question, Radboud.
And short answer, okay.
It's an actual problem you're trying to solve or you're dealing with. The question I have is, how do you deal with the privacy?
We're not providing names of the users. We're just providing with aggregated data of yes, but I'm not giving the retailers your name. I'm just providing with behaviors.
Okay. Yeah, there is an... No, you were too late, so your exit now. Here,
quick question. What will the use of the 3 million that you're trying to raise, what would that be used for?
We're looking for 1 million to lock the Italian market. We're already market leaders. 2 remaining millions we are studying to additional European countries. So to develop and start into more European countries.
I read one question. One question, but can you elaborate more about the team and your experience?
Yes. Well, myself, I've been an entrepreneur for the last 6 years. I have a Columbia University degree and a Fulbright scholarship. My co-founder, Zion Nahum, has a 10 years experience in the online internet advertisement. He has been serving as a country manager for several international companies.
Okay. Now, I think she has now a lot of time, but you have a good question, Brigitte. Valuation.
Will be released during negotiation.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Fair.
No. Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you. Sorry.
And now we have... by what time did you came in? Did you saw the first one? Or no? Okay, now in that case, you are now a part of the jury. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So, and I recalled your name several times. Okay. Doesn't matter, you're in now. Then you're out, and then you're in. Speed up. Speed up. Yes. The boat leaves before 7, so we have all the time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to Evgeny Matev. Don't gossip about me, colleague. I hear something nasty.
The first slide,
sorry,
please.
The time is now running. Okay.
Okay. Hello, colleagues. It's very pleasant for us and for our team to participate in the annual Congress. And we would like to present you our project that is dedicated to the social networking area. I want to say that our business is blue ocean based. It is performed by landing the big marketing budgets from the large sponsors. And our ideas are 2 steps forward versus the current trends and have 100% correlation with the investigations of the large software vendors such as Facebook, Google, Dell, and Microsoft. Our key partners are world-known developers such as Janet Meissner, which is a world-known consultant in the social network area. And also, there are some developers that are known in Dubai and responsible for the integration and automatization of the healthcare department. So, the next slide, please. I guess something is wrong with the presentation now. Next slide, please. Okay. As far as the product, we are speaking about the new application in the social network Facebook that analyzes the account main photo and generates a dynamic picture of the owner. So it solves the problem of the lack of the visual interactivity in the social accounts in the Facebook. The main changes in the account social life that posted by the accounts are reflected in the dynamic changes in the dynamic avatar, and this is the interactively manner of changing the appearance of avatar according to the changes in the posts in the social networks. It's a very new and new product that is not located now at all social networks. The changes are visible to the account owner and to the group members of Avatar, and this field is open talking points for the commercial advertising. This field is very interesting niche for the commercial advertising in the social networks. Next slide, please. Okay. As far as the history of this project, we investigated a lot of materials in the social networks, and one of this material is investigation of Microsoft that was done last year in Los Angeles. It's called Workplace 2020. You see that the future workers are socialized their potential in the social network area mostly, and they will be the future workers in the big companies. So according to their trend to socialize in the social networks, we made the product that is focused mostly on this segment. Next slide. Okay. This is the SWOT analysis, short SWOT analysis of our product.
Oh, sorry, sorry, Evgeny. Excuse me. It's always so painful to say the time is over, but perhaps we can give you some extra time with the question thing.
Thank you.
The old trick we have in the pitching. So, what didn't you now? Jacek, short question.
What's your financial projections and how you would like to sell this?
We could list the next slide, please.
Oh, he's going to.
And the next one. I'll show it for you in the slide. You see, we have two engines in this project.
No, very short answering. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We do more questions, but very short answering.
Financial scheme is dedicated mostly to the B2C and B2B engine combined together. We sell it to the customers for about the €3 per one account, and the commercial advertising is landed to this project through the sponsor budgets. Okay. See.
Okay, that's a good answer. Kendrick. Excuse me for my strong remarks, but what questions do you have? Question one.
Okay, yeah, maybe question for this presentation is that a lot of people do not use their own avatar, but use different pictures or maybe just a blank, even a blank picture. How you analyze this and how you're going to work with these clients?
Very good question. Very good question. You see, now we've focused.
Speak in the microphone.
Now we've focused on the audience, on the young audience that mostly realize their potential through the collaboration in the social network, and uses very emotional posts. And these posts reflects into the appearance of this avatar. This is the main segment of our product. And as far as the new avatar that is not reflects the main photo, I guess it is the future of this product.
Okay. Is there a good question in the audience for him? Now, first I asked, you're a jury member, I asked the audience, Joseph. Yes, okay.
I see your proposed exit route is to buy back the shares with a multiple of 3. Are you kidding me? This is a hit or not a hit, and so you're going to sell this thing, no?
No. Now we have all the investments, they are already done. And we are going to start this project in 6 months. It will be in the commercial production. But after 6 months, or maybe in 4 months, we will need some budgets for developing another engine that will make the commercial advertising relatively close to these changes. Okay?
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, Joseph. Thank you. Give him an applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
On the boat, we have all the time to speak further with those entrepreneurs pitching here. So that would be my advice to you when you are an investor. By the way, we also have a wild card. That's a good idea. When you, as an entrepreneur here, thought, oh, what a pity, I didn't attend the pitching training, and you regret that very much, you can raise your hand and you get a wild card. Okay? I'll ask later, so overthink that. We've now Fatih Damir. Where are you? Oh, you're popular. You're probably in the 2nd or 3rd round of investment.
Okay, thank you.
For you also 3 minutes, Fatih.
3 minutes?
Okay.
Yes, where is my presentation? Hello, my name is Fatih. I'm from Istanbul, Turkey. I am the founder and CEO of Tisho. What Tisho is a website where you can create your own products. You can put any photos, any images, or any texts on the product, and you can easily buy it, even it's only one piece. Not only T-shirts, we have over than 100 different products created by you. You can use T-shirt to be unique, a special T-shirt, or you can give to your friends. And also you can open shops on T-shirt. If you are a designer, for example, you open a shop, you put your design, and if someone buys your design, you get money. And we have over than 5,000 different shops opened by user in 2 years. We have Zazzle, Cafe Press, and Spreadshirt as a competitor in the world, and they are making very good money. And Spreadshirt is going to double their sales, about 100 million euro this year. And here is an important point. We are very different from our competitors in the world. Why? Because myself and my team are experienced in textile business. This is very important because when I speak to CEO of the competitors in the world, they always complain about the quality of the product and the stock problem. But we get over this problem. We have an innovative production process. I can explain you after the presentation. We work without any stock. And our quality is stable and much more better than the others. Yes. Here, Zazzle and Cafe Press is very good at United States, and Spreadshirt is Europe, and there is no that big company on this area, and we are very strong. We strongly believe to be the biggest company in this area, including Russia. These are some companies we are worked in Turkey, and last week I'm happy to announce this here. Adidas announced Tisho as a registered producer and partner, and we will produce their European and Asian products in Turkey from our factory. And this is our current numbers. We are making money. We are 18 people. And you see our daily cargo and products, and we want to go through. You cannot see the number 650,000 members, but we have now 150,000. This is not difficult because in Turkey there are 5-6 million people using credit card on internet. These numbers are very easy for us to reach.
Okay.
Okay.
Fatih, your time is over regarding the presentation then, but we have some questions.
It's very difficult to go.
Yes, time flies,
yeah.
and
I am like a runner.
And we have a shortage of time, so we have to quit. First, Joseph, and then I'm curious about Frank Peters. Frank, for your comments.
I thought that you're looking for a partner, but how much money are you looking for, and what will that be used for?
Here, we are working here 960,000 euros for 25%.
Okay. Yeah, Frank, I find your Frank Peters show always so interesting, but no, wait, I want first give please put more pictures on your show, Frank, but here give a comment to Fatih.
Fatih, I'm curious about barriers to entry. Barriers to entry. What prevents somebody else from coming along and eating your market?
Good question. Thank you.
The most important thing of this business is the back part. I mean the production part. The online part, website part, marketing part can be done by anybody, but the production part is very difficult and it needs experience. That's what we have. That's why Adidas came to us to help them to production for their market. That's why in Turkey many companies wanted to start this business, and now they are not appear now.
Okay. And how many clients do you have?
150,000 now.
150,000 clients on his website. Now, that I want to emphasize. But I don't have shares in his company. Is there in the jury? Yeah.
Do you make profit at the moment?
Yeah. Yes.
And he makes profit. So, thank you. Thank you very much. Give him an applause. And now, I can't read my own handwriting. Karenina Sanina, excuses. Welcome, your turn. Give her an applause. For you, 3 minutes for this presentation.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. There are over 100 people in this room passionate about innovation and startups who would like to get connected and share business cards easily. Good, me too. So we've developed a tool that can help you do this. WhiteMe is an application for quick connection of two devices and file transfer. How it works? Two people, not knowing contacts of each other, press one button on their devices and get connected through our server. They can add the information to the address book, and file transfer happens immediately. We transfer only link and the file stays on the server. This technology, connection technology, can be used in other services also, for example, money transfer, and we plan to license it further. We also have a technological spin-off from WhiteMe, which is pt.4. It's a recommendational club that allows to get significant benefits for people using it. pt.4 is a coalition loyalty program with wide functionality. The key target, the key market is retailers, and they can realize their own loyalty programs and cumulative bonus programs through this application. Personal recommendation is the most effective tool for promotion, and pt.4 is a recommendation service. We motivate users to invite friends, and this is how we get new clients. Users pass loyalty cards to their friends. And you probably know that shops do 60% of extra sales knowing the track record of the client purchases. This is what we provide to offline because they don't have this information. Achievements. We have 11 investors so far. Technology is proven and WhiteMe is launched and pt.4 is launching in the end of May. We won plug-and-play contest and won some subsidies from government of Moscow. Management team is experienced in development of high-load projects with over 1 million users daily. Plus, we are good in building sales from scratch. Target market for WhiteMe is, that application market reached 7 billion in 2012 and is growing. And our main competitor there is Bump with 75 million installations. For pt.4, the market is over 1 billion of participants of coalition programs globally, and 3.7 billion in cash in US only. We use freemium model for WhiteMe, and for pt.4 we use subscription model with commission per sale.
Sorry, no, you can finish the sentence, but the time is now over. Well done. I look to the audience. Yeah, I have a remark, not a question. In fact, there are two propositions you present, isn't it?
Actually, they're linked pretty strongly because the technology is the same. One is B2C more than B2B, and pt.4 is focused on B2B more, and the money will come from B2B sector.
Okay, that's clear then. Michael, or do I make now a big mistake? Kendrick, you're Kendrick? Sorry. That's for me also a long day, and so making mistakes. Oh, you are involved in this proposition.
Yes. How much money do you looking
Oh, how much money? The question. Thank
This
you.
round we're looking for 1.2 million euros. 600K is already invested. Further questions?
Kendrick, yes.
The first question was already asked by the woman, and my question is, what for? Why you need the money?
We need the money for sales, for establishment of Salesforce and reaching this 37 million of turnover in 2015. Plus, it's ongoing development and marketing for the platform.
Okay, that's a good answer.
Have you protected your
Yes.
intellectual property?
Yes, we have applied for 2 patents in the USA. They have gone through the first stage of approval, but we haven't received the result yet. So we are in the process.
Okay. Jacek, you have also a question?
In your financial projections, I see that you tend to plan grow very fast. And can you elaborate more how you would like to make these digits from 2013 up to 2 years to 37 million?
Yes. As you know, there are 2 types of products, and as we aim to get commission per transaction, this is a fast-growing thing. As soon as we get partnerships, for example, Yarena partnership with Telecom will get us millions of users like this, and so we also get huge volumes of transactions. Now we have pre-assignments with 7 clients. All of them are retail chains in restaurant business.
Okay,
and
that's
in
too detailistic. Thank
Okay.
you, thank you. So, thank you, Karina. Now,
Ekaterina.
Oh, excuse
But
me.
Karina also
I'll make
works.
the whole day mistakes here. Thank you. Give her an applause. And now, before we go to Soraya Kadit, I want to ask something to the jury members, because there are some investors involved, and let's hear some of their successes. Joseph, will you tell us something about your investor's life? Or is that a secret? Do you have something, or Kendrick? What's your background? No secret life, your investment life. What kind of investor are you? In what kind of companies do you invest?
Actually, we are creating an investment fund, and we have several companies now working in different direction. Maybe some of the people who will be in St. Petersburg will heard about it tomorrow, but very shortly we want to unite the experience of all my partners in one aim, to attract investment for good projects that are already estimated, evaluated by the specialist in investment in technology. We want to create the business accelerator, and we are creating 2 platforms quite similar to Expert Financial and quite similar to Kickstarter. So that's what we're doing.
Okay. Good work, Kendrick. Huh? And Joseph, in what kind of companies do you invest? Let's unsolve the mystery of this man.
Many different types of company. I'm going from aerospace to biotech, and from internet-based companies to ecological products. So I have different types of investments.
Okay. That's also a strategy, to diversify instead of focusing. So it's up to every investor to decide, of course. But I would like to focus, but I'm... sorry. Soraya Kadit, it's now your platform. Good luck.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Soraya, and I'm here to talk about InnoCrowd. But first of all, we are on crisis, namely in Europe. And the way to go out of this crisis is to invest in innovation. And that's what InnoCrowd does. InnoCrowd aims is to stimulate and accelerate innovation in all organizations. Imagine that this is the problem. Imagine that you have a seeker, a company that is on Russia and needs innovative products. And the innovative solution is on Australia. Nowadays, they don't know each other. And the solution is in InnoCrowd. InnoCrowd is a platform Web 2.0 based, and the objective is to link the two worlds. The world that needs an innovative product and the world that have this innovative product. This is what we do. We link the two worlds, the academic world and the organization world. How does it work? We go to the companies, we ask them where do they need to innovate. We put the challenge in our platform, and then we publish this challenge to all our networks, to all our solvers networks. And then the company choose the best solution and give an award. Who are we? We are 3 founders. We have decades of experience, and all of us have an MBA in management. Sorry. Who are our target customers and our market potential? It's all the companies that need to innovate to maintain their competitiveness. And according to Gartner's study, by 2014, more than 2/3 of Fortune 500 enterprises will engage open innovation platforms, crowdsourcing platforms. Key competitors, Innocentive and 9 Sigma. How are we different? We see innovation not only focused on product technology, but also focused on process innovation, marketing innovation, design innovation, organizational innovation. And also we have a language as a differentiator. We think that Portuguese language can be a differentiator for Latin American countries. This is our platform. It's already online, and it's 100% working. Our business model is based on fee success rate. What are our value proposition? Reduce innovation costs, reduce time to market, increase efficiency.
Okay, Soraya, thank you. Let's give an applause for something that gives energy and applause. Jacek, I'm going to ask you later about the Polish business angel market. But first we have some questions for Soraya. Maybe a question from the audience. Yes, Luigi.
What kind of estimation do you have for investments before you're becoming profitable? I know that 9 Sigma, these platforms, had to add massive investments before generating enough deal flow. And do you think that only the, let's say, Portuguese-speaking market, including Brazil, is large enough to sustain such a business model?
Okay, for the first question, we think that we need an investment of 500,000 euros, because we have already 3,000 from venture capitals. And we think that if we have this investment in 2040, 2050, we will be profit. Because 9 Sigma was launched in 2001, and we are launching right now. So open innovation and crowdsourcing, it's already, the claim, it's already done. So they have done this work for us. And yes, I do think that the language, the Portuguese language, is a differentiator, because you have Brazil and also Latin American countries, and also African countries like Angola and Mozambique that have a lot of money.
Yes. Thank you. Now the jury, are there... Jacek, you have a question?
I have a short question. What's the business proposition for investor?
The exit?
That's a crucial question. The exit, but it's too general. The exit, no? Where are you
looking for? What's the business proposition for investors?
What's
how much equity you are willing to give?
Okay, 25% of the...
For how much?
Well, we have to negotiate after.
Yeah, but what do you?
500. I need 500, and
euro.
we will give 25%.
Okay, that's an answer on your question. Thank you, Soraya.
Thank you.
And we have then still the wild card. Is there an entrepreneur here and seeing this, thinking, "Oh, I missed this, and now I miss my investor. I want to join this pitching." No wild card. We had a wild card in an event, and the wild card entrepreneur won. And the others got the training from us, and the wild card went away with the prize. So, no. We want to see the entrepreneur. No, I'm the coach. No, that's too indirect. No, I don't. Coaching. No. So we want to have the entrepreneur. You shouldn't say that. Eh? Okay. Goed. What we have now? Andrew Sevastyanov from Russia. Okay. I'll think about it. Eh? I've always. Oh, don't do that now. Don't do that. That is too. You have to present. Don't go. We have no time for that kind of.
Okay, so.
We want a presentation and then to the boat and have some fun.
Anyway,
3 minutes.
So. Okay. So I'm ready to start. So. Let's start with the numbers because they always matter in business. So, have a look at this. Over 350 million people went to the ski areas each year, or go to the ski areas each year. More than 300 million people attend amusement parks. Others, billions of people, attend different other recreational activities. What do these numbers tell you? Well, we know how to make market out of these numbers, and that's how we can show you how it works. So, first, we have a unique technology for automatic video recording. So, we have a wide-angle lens video camera. Whatever enters its field of view is then tracked by the computer, and then the identified objects are tracked and videotaped by the other cameras, and the finished product, a video clip, is produced. So, from the point of view of the customer, it's very easy. I activate the video recording. This is the result of the prototype working. So, I activate video recording with my mobile phone. I finish my run on the ski slope, then go to the cafe, and drinking coffee, I download my video clip. And while downloading it, I pay for it $10. And what we have is 50% from 50% share from that, sharing it with the ski area. So it's attractive for ski areas. But what is more, this very technology can be employed in many other areas. So apart from this consumer products, we can use it as a very reliable marketing tool. So for example, we can follow a customer going up to the advertising, to an advertisement, see whether see his reaction, and then actually understand and then actually see whether he bought the product or not. Or we can follow with video camera any object that enters a secure area, so that's the security video recording tool. So why should you invest in us? Because behind our backs we have a $50 million company that has huge experience in developing computer vision, biometrics and security products.
Sorry, Andrew. Your time is over for this presentation.
The company calls. Okay.
Okay, cool. Let's give an applause.
Thank you.
It looks very nice. My wife made also a movie from the children skiing.
Oh yeah.
Didn't cost you $10.
No. So, but she can ski very well. when I should make that pictures, I was already dead, I think. So, Radboud, your question.
I wondered about the revenues. $10 per movie, per film. Do I have to pay to download it, or can you explain that?
Yeah, for download, you can download it and or maybe upload to the YouTube or wherever. Yes, no, I mean that is made from the third person view, so in a very good quality. That's just a prototype video that you've seen.
Yeah. I have a question regarding technologies.
Yeah.
What's the uniqueness? Because you're using some external cameras, or how you can you elaborate more about the technology? What's the USP there?
Well, actually, the software developed uses unique algorithms of prediction, so that we not only so that we not just follow the objects on the video stream, but we predict where they move. So it makes us think in advance and see in advance where the object moves.
Okay.
So that's why we can make still videos.
Okay. There is a question, but you are related to the business? No? Oh. Okay, well, we have to be careful with this. That they try then to influence as an anonymous person.
Hi, this is Hüseyin Demirsel from Angel Wings. Thanks for sharing your presentation. My question is this, because I'm a skier and I know when there's a fog or snowing, how do you clear it? Very, simple technical
clear
issue.
it. Well, currently there was no any problem like that when this product was. Yeah, I know. It was tested as a prototype at one of the ski resorts in the Ural region, and there were a lot of snowing, and we never had to clean the cameras.
But yeah.
Yeah, we do make optimization on the software level.
But in general, in real thick fog, it's difficult to make pictures from a distance, as we know.
Yeah.
So, Kendrick.
There was a very good idea of trying to estimate the effectiveness of commercial in business, trade center,
Okay.
how person reacts on advertising and what he does. How do you plan to monetize this?
Well, this is the potential of the technology. Currently, we're developing this consumer product, and it's going in beta testing in 2012. That's for we require the investment. And as for marketing analysis, marketing tool, this will be further developed in the nearest future. So all the necessary information is here in the investment guide, so
Now,
we can.
Oh.
Okay.
How many cameras do you have?
Well, that is a very important question, because the software can see, even in prototype, it can track over 20 objects, and we can control multiple cameras at the same time, so it's possible.
Okay, okay. So now, thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.
Quite interesting, following the movements. We are almost click clock. Well, there is some. I announced it. A question for Jacek. Jacek, introduce. No, what? No, you don't. No, he's Mr. Anonymous. Okay. Okay. So we won't frustrate that. Future services, Alexei Krainov. Okay, applause. And a heart that gives energy. That's the last pitch. Okay,
I'm lucky to be last.
Last but not least.
Exactly.
Okay, success, Alexei.
Okay, I'm Alex Krainov. I am CEO and founder of clipclock.com. It's the legal name of the company is Future Services. before jumping in the presentation, a couple of words about myself. I worked in biggest companies like British American Tobacco, Adidas, Whipple.com. In 2006, I founded my own venture, ideavidgets.com, which acquired more than 2.5 million mobile users. And I came to this project and I left the Beeline position, Whipple.com position with $1 billion P&L responsibility. I really believe that it will work more. So what actually motivates me? We have pretty big problems here currently on the global internet. It's like in the beginning. Video. Video is still dark area in internet. When you search something in video, you still will get the list of video files, but not the content which you are actually looking for. And search engines do not see the content of the video, only the text. YouTube is not social. You know all that. You will never go there and sit there for a couple hours just because Facebook is better. And third, very simple. Video is really, really high redundant in internet and very irrelevant with the time. Just a simple example, you have 15 minutes video in the Facebook, somebody shared with you, and you found that on 12 minutes, 17 seconds, something happened which you actually needed to scan for 12 minutes of your life. And billion, let's say hundreds of millions of people doing that every day. And that's a really global problem. So what is the solution? We're saying we want to make a service for great moments of the video when people can comment them, can share them, and can search them. So we do not upload anything to us. We use all video which already exists. YouTube, Dailymotion, Vimeo, all that stuff. Second, we go with a Facebook social graph instead of any other graphs. And third, we actually apply the semantic analysis for comments. Just really simple example. I see the camera here. The camera is steadily recording all the startups which we are presenting right here. It can be downloaded to YouTube, and in 3 minutes, each startup can highlight the moments where those startups actually started presenting. And in 1 day, you will look in Google for this startup, and you will find this presentation starting from that particular moment. You can comment that and see comments of other business investors connected to this particular startup. Okay, let me not to be stopped. Let's say, just in general, it works very simple. We have a moment of the video, we mark it, we add comment to that, we make a Facebook user, his friends, sharing. And later on, we have 90% of relevant video all tagged within our service. Okay.
I get a signal.
Okay.
Okay.
The point was about the products or the questions.
Yeah, that's good hints for the jury. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes. Last but not least, and then we go on the boat and celebrating our visit in Moscow, and perhaps then the first vodka. Who knows? Kendrick, and then you, Joseph.
So, can you specify how this technology works? Do you have special algorithm that somehow analyze the video, or you just using the crowdsourcing who just makes these comments and put...
crowdsourcing.
Okay, I understand.
What is your business model?
Business model, okay, just simple it is. 50% is the Facebook like advertisement and B2C revenue, just selling the advertisement. 25% is freemium, and 25% we're looking for promotion of the video and B2B sales. So it's all connected to the video which we actually have.
Okay. Jacek?
Like mantra, what's the business proposal?
Exactly. We have already launched, we have raised some money from the very good business investor, and now are raising $2.5 million with a leverage of 1 million out of that from Russian venture company, which we're now applying and probably will receive. So 1.5 million is the pool of business angels which we are looking for. Maybe 5-7 business angels. Altogether, we're coming from 30 to 35% for that piece of investments. And we're launching in the USA for US and English market. It's not for Russia, it's not even in Russian language, it's only English.
Okay. Radboud?
You're not speaking with Facebook as an investor right now?
I rather speak with them when we will worth at least, let's say, couple of tens of millions, just because it's too early. Let us to grow a bit and they will come to us to speak. That's my belief.
Okay. A question from the audience.
Are you already on? Hi, are you already on? I mean, is it available already?
Yes, good question. We have launched open beta and started to make market tests to understand the best cases which we can collect together and make the full launch on the investments. So we check with the web, checking now the mobile, launching that, and checking with business partners which can place our widgets on their videos.
Okay.
It's available clip clock.com. Okay, just short.
Okay, now, a bonus question.
I have a very stupid question. Why visitors have to write some clever things? Why they can write, it's very good video, it's very bad video, and so on.
Okay, just excellent. The point we already know that they write good things, and you know why? Just because they will share that on Facebook. And you will not share on Facebook shit. You will share something what really worth.
Okay. Alexei, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Give him an applause. The Shared Deals program is coming to an end. But before we end here, I first want to thank Luis Calveas from the IBAN office. He had a really good work with this. Thank you very much. And then we have our jury, my colleague Radboud Dood. Give him a hand. Jacek, Blonsky, Kendrick, he wasn't there, but suddenly he was there.